All right, today we're diving into something that feels a little bit like magic. It's a totally new way to think about building software, one that could seriously change how you create your own custom digital tools. We're going to break down how you can use AI to generate a complete, powerful web application, and get this, it's all inside one single file. Let's jump in.
So let me start with a question. You ever find yourself deep in a project for work or maybe a hobby, and you just think, man, I wish I had a simple little app just for this one thing? Yeah, I think we've all been there. The thing is, actually making that little app, it's usually a massive headache. Traditional app development is, well, it's complicated. You're juggling different languages, tons of files, you got to set up servers. It's a lot, especially if you're not a professional programmer.
And this slide just lays it all out perfectly. Look at the left. That's the old way. You've got these messy folders, separate files for everything, plus that whole server setup nightmare. But now look at the right. This is the new way. Everything, and I mean everything, the front end, the back end, all of it lives in one single file. It runs right on your computer, and the best part, the AI writes it for you.
So that brings us to the core idea we're exploring today, this powerful one-file solution.
So here it is, the big idea. You can have a complete, honest-to-goodness web app with a nice interface and a smart Python backend, all neatly tucked into a single .py file. And you know what's really important here? Since it runs locally, it's 100% private. Your data never, ever leaves your own machine. And check this out. This is a perfect real-world scenario. Imagine a doctor. They need a tool that can use an AI model to analyze patient notes, but patient privacy is everything. Sending that data to some cloud server is a total non-starter. This one-file, run-it-anywhere approach, it's the perfect answer. It's about empowering experts, not just developers.
Okay, so just so we're all on the same page, let's define this clearly. When we say single-file web app, we mean the whole shebang. The Python code that does all the thinking, the HTML that builds the page, the CSS that makes it look good, and even the JavaScript for interactivity, it's all in there, together, in one place.
So you're probably wondering, how does this actually work? Well, it's surprisingly straightforward. You really only need 3 simple ingredients. First up, you need your AI. Think of models like Gemini or ChatGPT as more than just chatbots. For this, they're your creative coding partner. You're the director, you tell them what you want to build, and they get to work writing the actual code.
Now, this second ingredient, this is kind of the secret sauce. You need some example code. See, you're not asking the AI to figure out this single file structure from scratch. That'd be tricky. Instead, you hand it a blueprint, a sample app that's already built this way, and you just say, hey, make my app just like this one. That's what guarantees it follows the pattern perfectly.
And the final ingredient is the prompt. And don't let that word scare you. We're not talking about some complex coding language. This is just you using plain English describing the app you've got in your head. You just explain what it should do, just like you would if you were talking to a human developer.
Okay, so we've got our ingredients. Now let's get our hands dirty and see how this all comes together to build a real app step by step.
We're actually going to build a chat application. This thing is going to run completely on our own computer and let us chat with a local AI model, maybe something running through a llama. It's a great example because it needs both a nice user interface and some real power on the back end.
And the process itself is just incredibly simple. First, you write your prompt, describe that chat app, and you give the AI that blueprint file we talked about. Next, the AI just churns out all the code you need in one big chunk. You just copy-paste that into a new file, call it app.py, then you run one little command to install any tools it needs, and you launch it. That's it. Seriously.
And this is the magic moment. You open up your terminal, type in a single command like this one, and that's it. That's all it takes to bring your app to life. No messing with servers, no complicated deployment. You just run the file.
Now, hidden inside that code the AI wrote for you, you're going to see a line that looks something like this. This one little line uses a cool Python tool called Flask to basically create a tiny web server right there inside your script. It's the engine that powers the whole thing.
And what do you get after running that one command? This, a fully functional, interactive chat app running securely in your web browser, talking to your own local AI model. You just built a custom piece of software in, what, a few minutes? It's incredible.
So this is obviously a really neat trick, but let's zoom out for a second. Why is this more than just a cool novelty? Why is this a potential game changer?
Well, it comes down to 4 huge wins. First, total privacy. We've said it before, but it's a big deal. Your data stays with you. Second, it's just so simple.
No complicated folders, no server setups. It's just one file. Third, you get the full, unbridled power of Python. That means you have thousands of amazing libraries at your fingertips for whatever you can dream up. And finally, making changes is so easy. Want a new feature? Just tweak your prompt and let the AI generate a new version.
But really, the biggest takeaway is this. This approach is a massive step in democratizing software development. It shatters the barrier between having a great idea and actually building the tool to make it happen. It empowers anyone, doctors, scientists, artists, you name it, to become a builder.
So that leaves us with one last big question. For so long, the power to create software was held by a pretty small group of people. Now, that wall is starting to crumble. The tools are right there, waiting for you. So the only question left is, what will you build?